At that point, the woman, the mother, picks up her phone, makes a call, then hangs up and just stares at them smirking, as they put it. 15 minutes later, 2 police officers show up, guns drawn, and make them put their hands up. They put them both in handcuffs. She's telling officers, we haven't done anything wrong. And a police officer tells her to shut the
All right, guys, so we got to talk about a story that's going viral on Reddit that I want to follow all the way till the end, because coming off of the so-called City Bike Karen story, I've discovered that there is a part of the internet that really is probably the lowest of the low in our society, which are ambulance chasing, Karen hunting, race hustlers who quite literally make a living trying to dox and harass people for quote unquote being a Karen or behaving badly in public towards so-called minorities. Again, these people like Tizzy ENT serve as judge, jury, and executioner of these so-called Karens or white people that act badly in public, aka get accused of racism or some type of bigotry in public by so-called minorities. And they go out of their way to try to, again, dox and harass this individual, ruin their lives because of alleged bad behavior. And this story right here is a story that is picking up a lot of steam on the internet because it's so wild. And the Karen hunters are picking it up, okay? They're picking it up and they're ready to dox and harass another woman the same way that they did with Sarah Jane Connery, the so-called City Bike Karen. So I'm going to show you guys a video from Tizzy ENT, in which he is basically now trying to find the people that are behind this story right here in an attempt to dox and harass another woman. So I will go ahead and play his video, and then I'm going to read this story, right? The original story on Reddit, and you guys can figure out whether or not you want to believe this story. But first, I want to play the video from Tizzy ENT because this guy is going Karen hunting. Take a look.
This video is for the woman who made the Reddit post I'm about to show you. I need everyone to spread this so that hopefully she can see this and contact me because I would like to help you and your girlfriend. So somewhere near Houston, this woman and her girlfriend are playing mini golf. Her girlfriend is black. I get the impression she is not from the way that she talks about that. But they're playing mini golf together, and at one point they kiss, as couples are known to do. That's when a mother behind them got disgusted and said, "What if my kids see? You should be ashamed." In response, I kissed my girlfriend a minute later as her daughter was putting. We're both so fed up with the homophobia that we have a lot of anger built up and wanted to get back at her. Not like we did anything wrong, though. At that point, the woman, the mother, picks up her phone, makes a call, then hangs up and just stares at them smirking, as they put it. 15 minutes later, 2 police officers show up, guns drawn, and make them put their hands up. They put them both in handcuffs. She's telling officers, we haven't done anything wrong. And a police officer tells her to shut the fuck up. Then she says, we haven't broken the law. And the officer replies, sexual harassment of a minor is a felony, charging them with sexual harassment of a minor for kissing. They then parade them out of the golf course and take them to the station and put them in holding cells for several hours before finally releasing them. It was rough on both of them, but especially her girlfriend, who was black, who said, I thought my life was over, that I'd never see my friends and family again, that I'd never feel fresh air in my lungs. It was like I was dying while I was still alive. It is 2023, and these 2 women were arrested for kissing. Now, they did post an update that the golf course was very cooperative and super upset about what happened to them, and gave them footage that shows the woman making the call, smirking, and the police arriving. Then they also found the woman's social media. And guess what? The 2 officers are friends of hers. They're commenting all over her stuff going back years. She didn't call 911, she called them. And they came and did that. So to the young ladies involved, I would like to help you. I'd be happy to do a video where I put all of these people on blast. I don't have to use your names or show your faces. That can stay out of it. But even if you're not comfortable with that, contact me and I will gladly just help you get attorneys. If you're still facing charges, let's get you an attorney for that. And let's get you an attorney to go after the fact that your civil rights were violated and that you were discriminated against. send me a message on Instagram or on Twitter. I'm probably more likely to get it and see it on Twitter. If you don't have a Twitter, just set one up. Set one up just for this and message me. I will keep you completely anonymous. But what happened to you is horrific. It's not okay. And I would like to help in some small way.
So I want y'all to know that this guy, Tizzy, has blocked me on Twitter, okay, for whatever reason. I'm not sure. But, you know, I am black, and he's blocking a black person on Twitter who has been covering his stories. I don't know. He must be racist, right? He must be racist for blocking me, okay? I'm not sure why he blocked me, right? Maybe it's because I'm, you know, exposing the fact that this dude is just basically a woke race hustler, okay? That's what he is. Yeah, so the fact that this guy believes this silly story at face value tells you how desperate these race hustlers / Karen hunters are to basically find something to be upset about, okay? To find some woman to dox and to harass, to ruin their lives, and then to virtue signal about it and pretend like they're good people. Again, this is probably one of the most disgusting parts of the internet. Again, these people who do this, and I'm not sure exactly why this is even allowed on these platforms, but again, you have a whole genre of people who just quite literally look for silly stories like this to go out and to try to dox and harass people and to ruin their lives over allegations that, again, we don't know if they're true or not. And now, again, I'm not saying this story is not true, but I'm just saying, reading the story, listening to the story, thinking about the story, I got a whole lot of questions. Again, not saying it's not true. I'm just saying I'm skeptical, right? I'm extremely skeptical, okay? Because, again, this story seems a little bit weird, right? It seems to be too good to be true, okay? Because in this situation, right, we have what they're probably going to be calling a mini golf Karen, right? Or putt-putt Karen, right? And apparently putt-putt Karen is out here calling the fake police, right? Or her off-duty police friends on trans lesbians, okay? Because apparently these are not just two regular lesbians, okay? At least one of them is a trans lesbian. So it's actually a dude that's with his black girlfriend, who I'm assuming is a biological woman. I'm not even sure at this point. But, yeah, and this happened out in Texas, right? So let's read this story, and you guys can tell me what you think, okay? Do you think that this story actually is true? Or do you think that there may be some funny business going on here? Who knows? Let's go ahead and get into it. Quote, GF and I spent the night in jail thanks to a homophobe. We're devastated. So I was playing mini golf with my girlfriend. We were at a pretty crowded outdoor place, and there was a family with kids behind us. At one point, we kissed, and the mom stormed over, all upset, saying, quote, how dare you? Disgusting. What if my kids see? You should be ashamed. In response, I kissed my girlfriend a minute later, right as her daughter was putting. We're both so fed up with homophobia that we have a lot of anger built up and wanted to get back at her. Not like we did anything wrong, though. The woman called somebody on the phone and then just stared at us, smirking. About 15 minutes later, 2 police officers pulled out guns and told us to get our hands in the air. My girlfriend was shaking and in tears as they handcuffed us. She's black. I can only imagine the sort of things running through her head at this point. Okay. So guys, allegedly, this couple, they're at a mini golf place and it's crowded, right? There's a ton of people around. And apparently they start kissing. A woman gets upset because apparently they could be kissing in front of her daughter. And they kiss again in response, right? And all of a sudden, this woman calls the police. And the police show up with guns out, right? Guns out, telling them to get their hands up, okay? This is the story. It's truly incredible, right? Incredible. Only something that somebody would post anonymously on Reddit, and you're supposed to believe this at face value, right? So I'm trying to explain to the police that we didn't do anything. They just tell me to shut the fuck up. Right? By now, I'm half sure one of us is gonna get shot. Finally, after saying for the 900th time, quote, we haven't broken the law, one of the cops replied with, quote, sexual harassment of a minor is a felony. Thinking as quickly as I could, I said, quote, ask the children. They'll tell you we didn't do anything. They just tell me to shut up again, and we get paraded off the course in handcuffs and thrown in a police car. Again, so allegedly this happened in front of a ton of people, okay? There has to be a ton of witnesses around that experienced this, okay? I'm just saying. Again, I'm looking forward to all these witnesses coming out here and corroborating the story and saying that it's true. Again, I'm not saying that it's not. I don't know, right? I'm not making any claims right now. I'm just reading the story, and you guys can figure out for yourself whether or not you want to believe this. After a few hours in a holding cell, they finally let us go. I don't want to relive that experience or even talk about it here. I've never seen my girlfriend so devastated in my life. She looked like she had just gone through torture. It was like the light in her eyes was flicked off. Once we got home, she just sat on the couch, hyperventilating with her hands on her head and legs against her chest. I tried to comfort her, but she smacked my hand away. I didn't get a word out of her until morning. So this person's girlfriend is having a breakdown, right? A full-blown mental breakdown here. When she finally woke up, we got to talking. She seemed better than last night, but still among the worst I've seen her. It took a few hours of talking to calm her down enough for her to make any sense. One thing she said really stuck out to me, quote, I thought my life was over, that I never see my friends and family again, that I never feel fresh air in my lungs. It was like dying while still being alive. I'm at a loss for words. This whole experience was so traumatizing. I'm just glad that I didn't realize the gravity of it while I was in that cell. The idea that I get sentenced for real never crossed my mind. My girlfriend was not so lucky. I just want to get this out to tell somebody. Our parents are homophobic. I don't have many friends. I hope I can find support here. We live in Houston. Update, I'm going to the mini golf place first thing tomorrow to try and get the footage. We need to work on finding therapists and at least start recovering mentally before we consider legal stuff, because we're not in a state to deal with this right now. And my GF might have a mental breakdown. Yeah. So again, this is going viral, okay, on Reddit here. Okay, it's going viral. And they posted an update, right? Let's read the update here. If you didn't see the original post, click here. So we got the footage from the mini golf place. They were more helpful than I was expecting. The footage comes from a good direction. So it shows the woman smirking and making the phone call, and then the police pulling guns on us. After doing a little digging, I found the POS who did this to me on social media. Both of the officers who arrested us are following her on multiple platforms with comments or her posts going back years. They obviously knew each other, and I'm guessing that she didn't call 911, but she called her, quote, friends to do a favor for her to scare the gay out of us or some shit. They knew they didn't have any evidence because we got let out, not bail or anything, after only a few hours. Just wanted to let people know that I'm trying to compile as much evidence as I can, but we're not going to take any legal action until my girlfriend has had a few therapy sessions. As of right now, if she's forced to relive any of this trauma, she could have a mental breakdown. She's as close to it as I've seen in 16 months of dating. Thank you all so much for being supportive. I really appreciate it, and hopefully we get through this together. Please be safe out there. Hugs, a Texas transbian, right? So again, I'm assuming this is a biological male, right? Identifies as a woman and dates women, so therefore is a trans lesbian. Amazing. My girlfriend and I are switching apartments to the floor above so that if the woman tries to retaliate, she'll have the wrong place. Again, so that's the story, and it's blowing up on social media. It's going viral, and I gotta say right off the bat, if there's even an ounce of truth to this story, it will be a national news story. We will see, okay, if there's an ounce of truth to this. But I'm just saying, I personally, as of right now, find it hard to believe that 2 police officers showed up to a mini golf course to arrest a lesbian couple for kissing in public because some putt-putt or mini golf Karen got upset. And they went in there guns out, right? Guns out, ready to shoot them, okay, in front of a whole crowd of people, okay? Again, according to the story. And then went and threw the so-called lesbian couple in jail for a couple of hours. Again, I'm just saying, I mean, you know, it sounds to me like this one's, you know, a little bit too good to believe here. But, hey, they claim they got footage, right? They claim to have evidence and footage. So I don't know, right? But, again, I just find it interesting how they don't really want to come forward here, right, and reveal themselves or anything like that, or really show the evidence or drop the evidence, because they do have the footage, right? They should drop the footage, okay, show the public, right, this footage of this alleged incident so we can see it, right? Show the footage. Because again, if this is true, like they say it is, then clearly it's something that should be addressed. But, you know, hey, I'm just saying, until we get the footage, it's hard for me to say that this is believable. However, again, you have the so-called Karen hunters out there that are desperately on standby to try to ruin somebody's life based off allegations that are not backed up by any evidence, okay? And again, you would think that these people would have learned from the city bike Karen situation about, hey, maybe we should wait until all the evidence comes out before we automatically try to dox people, harass them, and to try to ruin their lives. Again, it's just amazing how you have a whole industry of people who are doing this, okay? And it's extremely messed up. Again, I don't know why this is allowed on social media, okay? I mean, this is actual hate and harassment towards individuals. You know, you have a group of mostly woke, liberal individuals that are trying to serve as judge, jury, and executioner of people who they deem to be acting badly in public based off out of context viral videos and stories that come from people who probably are prone to kind of just making stuff up, right? Out of trying to act like they're victims. Again, I'm just saying, they're so desperate to find a story. They're so desperate to try to ruin somebody's life that, again, they think stories like this are believable, right? Which, again, I'm not saying it's not true. I don't know, but I'm just saying this story right here is so wild that I find it really hard to believe it at face value, right? That if there's some truth to this story, there's probably a lot more that happened here than what this person is putting out here on Reddit. Again, anonymously, okay? Again, we don't know why they're actually posting this. This could be a completely made up story with the intent of trying to harass or to dox somebody that they just don't like, okay? That they feel is a homophobe or whatever. Again, the backstory could be completely untrue. We don't know. But again, they claim they have the video footage, right? And if they have the video footage from the golf place, again, I would be more than happy to see it, right? I think everybody wants to see this crazy footage of these cops busted into this mini golf place and, you know, pulling their guns out on this trans lesbian couple because they were kissing in public and some putt-putt Karen got upset about it. Again, absolutely amazing stuff, right? Absolutely amazing. Let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.